Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grappling with the Gilmans. I'm Josh.
I don't know where I am.
And you. And we are back in the undisclosed location to talk about the week in pro wrestling. As has become customary, any introductory remarks before we get into it? Maxwell?
What?
Anything you want to talk about before we get into it?
No prime flavor.
Yes, you got a new prime flavor.
Prime
today.
ice.
Yes. Thumbs up, down, or in the middle.
It doesn't taste like blue, so.
It does not taste like blue, so it's in the middle.
Blue is specific taste of artificial. You know what I mean?
Okay. Would you want me to get it for you again?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, well, that sounds like a thumbs up to me.
It's prime ice.
Okay.
Chill. I don't know.
And you?
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
want to
say,
plug?
that's good.
You want to plug again for your new liquid death flavor?
Liquid Death. Flavor of the week, cherry obituary.
Is it good? Thumbs up, thumb up, down, or in the middle?
You gotta-
Yes. We're waiting. The world's
That's
waiting.
pretty mid, bro.
Oh, thumb in the middle.
Damn.
Okay.
I like that
Unfortunate.
doctor. What?
That's unfortunate.
Then let's
Yeah.
get right into it. This week is WrestleMania.
And old man John's birthday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
All right. Well, her early happy birthday.
How
to
old
you,
is he
John.
turning?
I don't know, 64? I guess?
Oh,
Jesus
God,
Christ.
damn.
Are
Wait,
you
so
gonna-
he's younger than Sting, right?
Sting?
Yeah, Sting.
Like the icon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably is about the same.
I think he
age
is.
as-
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Oh, God damn it, man.
Wow.
He's an old man.
Wow.
No, the difference.
That's
Oh, I know.
amazing.
if you
Well,
can
happy
bring,
birthday to John. Somebody get that man some Tootsie Pops for
if
his
you can
birthday.
bring like a
Yeah.
photo of like old man
that
John
man
here
loves his Tootsie Pops.
and the Sting here,
Jordan,
you can see the
bring him
difference.
next week, okay?
Well, listen, are you guys coming to the watch party?
Oh yeah, do I need to plug that?
Yeah.
Where? Okay, let's do this first.
Yeah.
Saturday night
Yes.
for night one of WrestleMania,
Wait, how long?
there's going to be a watch party. Where is it, Roman? It's on Market Street somewhere.
Yes.
It's at a gym, as I recall.
Yes.
What?
I'm
On-
pulling. I'm pulling
All
it down.
right, Roman's
Wait, so you can
pulling up-
pump iron
Roman's
and watch
pulling up the
WrestleMania?
information now.
Wow.
But I know the information is available on the Instagram at svw.worldwide. But Roman is pulling up the particulars right now.
Yes. It is with the fine folks at Q102, Buster.
Oh, Q102 is a sponsor of this.
I'm
Okay,
sure
nice.
It is at 10 Hands Fitness on 20th and Market.
20th and Market. Okay.
Yeah.
and
you have to
and I
go-
understand that you have to purchase tickets for this event.
Yes.
Okay. Is the information about that on the Instagram?
How much for tickets?
It is indeed.
So this is
Yes.
technically the one
So,
the one
It
last
should be a
cash
good
grab.
time. I know they have extended a special invitation to all extended members of the SVW family.
Yes.
So
Are we gonna
go to
finally
the
meet Johnny
Instagram.
Crimpets?
Does that include me?
Well, I would
Wait, are
think.
we finally gonna meet Johnny Crimpets?
It's very
Go.
possible.
All the information is at the Instagram. Once again, at svw.worldwide.
Yes.
So yes, WrestleMania is this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
let's throw it to you two.
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
The somebody had the idea. So in conjunction with that,
What?
tell the people
What's King Junction?
what match you're most looking forward to this weekend. Your favorite WrestleMania match or moment that you've ever seen, and any other thoughts you have about the shows. Max, start us off.
I'm excited for. Wait, did they announce who Randy is fighting?
They have not.
Okay, I'm excited for Randy versus Nick Aldis. You know what's happening. And my favorite
I'm not sure.
WrestleMania moment was me thinking that Dean Ambrose was going to WWE. Last year when
last
they played,
year, yeah.
when they
Oh, right,
played the Shield
right,
music,
right. Oh, right.
and no one had no
Right
flying
when they
squirrel
played.
was
Oh
happening.
yeah, that very strange moment when Rollins came out in his Shield gear.
That was weird. No, because there was a reason behind it. But
Sam,
I'll go get into that.
Probably when Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan. Yes, because I
You
was.
didn't even know who Bryan Danielson was.
Yeah,
during
that
I was
that was-
alive.
that was a good one. Yeah,
During
that was
it.
that was a good one.
You don't even know.
I remember
Okay.
everything.
What?
Some would say one of the greatest WrestleMania victories of all time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with that. That was a great moment.
Plus, and he had wrestled twice.
He
that
did.
night.
He wrestled Hunter in the opener.
Yeah.
And then he had to win that to get to the title match, and that closed the show.
Yes.
Anything you're particularly looking forward to this weekend in terms of the 2 nights of matches?
I got 2.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the triple threat match. Seth, Roman, and CM Punk.
Okay.
For the affection of Paul Heyman.
Apparently so.
Winner gets Paul Heyman, we think.
I think Becky's quite jealous of this. Becky, AJ, AJ Lee, whoever's married to Roman.
Yeah, I believe he's married. I mean, I know he has kids. I believe.
Yeah, I think AJ Lee's.
Right.
I think AJ Lee and Fred is very jealous of.
Who's Fred?
The dog.
Oh, the dog, yeah.
Scrappy
No,
looking
Larry.
Larry.
Larry, I was about to say, who the hell's
The
Fred?
dog's name is Larry.
Who the hell's Fred?
Fred, Larry.
Fred, you said it
My mind's in the
again.
gutter. Essentially, what's happening today, and probably John against Cody because John's gonna win. He is.
I'm gonna get to that in a minute.
Oh.
All right, I guess I'll go.
Be ready.
Overall, my favorite WrestleMania was 17. That show was unbelievably great. That's one of the great shows
You
of all
alive
time.
then? That's like
For
age-
17?
that's like age
Yeah,
nowadays.
that show was
I was alive.
that
Wait,
that,
1917 or
that
2017?
was an all-time great show.
What? It was the number WrestleMania 17. It wasn't
Oh.
in 1917.
No,
WrestleMania
1917.
17.
WWE didn't even
Yeah,
exist.
in 17, WrestleMania would have been headlined by George Hackenschmidt and Frank A. Gotch.
What about Bruno Sammartino? Was he around that time?
No, Bruno wasn't even. Bruno might have been born, but he was still in Italy. So that was my favorite overall individual. I mean, I guess I got to go with Bret and Austin in the I Quit match. I mean, to me, that's one of my
Classic.
favorite matches. That's one of my favorite matches of all time.
What was that? That was 13, right?
13.
What's the match you're looking forward to this year?
I don't even know if there is any. I'm gonna get.
Jay against Gunther?
No.
Oh,
I have a morbid curiosity about how Tiffany and Charlotte Flair are going to get through their match.
too.
You know what? Honestly, the women's triple threat match could probably be as good as anything they're going to do on that whole show.
I don't know.
Those 3 are great.
Gunther and Jay is gonna be real good.
Okay, now let me go negative.
People are gonna be eating all over the place.
You know, it occurred to me like this is the example of how much the business has changed and the fact that they don't have to sell pay-per-views anymore.
They don't.
You know, the tickets are all sold that are going to be sold. It's,
Peacock
it's
and
not
Apple.
like they're going to gain or lose Peacock subscriptions because as I was thinking about it, I mean, the big match, the match that is going to close the
It
weekend
involves a 50-some-year-old man.
is Cody Rhodes and John Cena. And since this whole thing started at the Elimination Chamber, and that was great, I'm going to give them that. Like, it's almost as if they were like, well, we did this thing, we attracted all this attention, we don't have to do anything else, because basically that stunk since then. I'm less interested in that match now than I was when they did it at the Elimination Chamber. I asked this question again. Where is Dwayne? Where is that jabroni Travis Scott?
Jacques.
Jacques.
Whose name is neither Travis nor Scott. Like, this has been terrible. I hope they have something planned for SmackDown to try and bring this thing home. Because, like...
We don't know Austin's coming out.
Cena cut a couple of promos, and then they had that interminable segment for 22 minutes, and neither one of them were on Raw.
Wait, no.
Like-
Well,
We all know what's happening. We all know what's happening,
Oh,
you know?
all right. Go ahead, Booker M. Book the show.
Booker
I'm
M.
back. Book a match.
seal the show.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is coming out. They're going to kick Jacques out of the group, and they're going to place him with the exact opposite of Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Well, you know what? I would say,
Yeah, brother.
you know what? I would say that's impossible, but
It's not, you
Who
know,
knows?
they would kick out Jacques and replace it with Hulk Hogan, and they would be like all before the
I don't know.
greatest
You
peoples
do-
in one ring, you know what I mean?
do you really? I think Austin is possible.
No,
Do you-
Austin's 100% coming out.
Do you think that after that reaction he got, in LA.
Yeah, you're going back full time, brother.
Does anybody think they're
Full time.
Full time what?
Full time.
Full time what? Full time senior citizen?
Full time.
He's like you. He's like, if you thought Cena was easy, you got to
Oh
get through
my
me,
God.
brother. Well, you know,
400 matches in a year. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Ric Flair did say that if Cody wanted the title, he'd have to get through him. So.
Oh my God.
Oh God, him and
These people
Pacemaker.
lost their minds.
Rick.
and his pacemaker versus Cody Rhodes
They'd have
versus
to,
a
with his
washed-up
artificial
ball.
joints, they'd have to put Terry in a golf cart
Rick
to get him down the
Rick
ramp.
needs to finish his story.
Rick's
Yeah.
story.
The story of the pizza place.
Rick's
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, the story of the pizza place. He was not intoxicated. He seemed perfectly fine.
I think Rick's story got finished on that night in Nashville when he passed out at the end of the tag team match with him,
Andrade.
his former son-in-law Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal.
Hey, wait, his son-in-law was Jeff Jarrett?
No, Andrade.
Because that would make a lot of sense to me.
No,
Why
Jeff
did you call
Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, no, Jeff Jarrett is very much spoken for in that regard. Look,
Rick.
yeah, Rick does
we all
not
know-
need to add to his story.
Austin
What if he
comes-
makes... Okay, what if where you think that Austin's going to come in, what if instead it's Rick?
Doesn't Rick have his contract with AEW?
Is
No.
I don't think so.
That's
I think they probably dropped
I don't
him
think he-
after the
Wait, let me
incident.
I
Oh,
don't
then
think
look
he.
this up.
I
Look
don't
it up.
think he
Look it
is
up.
still
Look it up.
under contract to AEW.
No,
I know
he's
he has
not,
nothing but
because
good
they
things
stopped promoting Woo Energy.
Yeah, I think that was done, and please don't
They stopped
do that.
promoting Woo Energy. You know,
I
I
know,
there was
I
no
remember-
problem when Rick was still there. You know what I mean?
I remember reading something that like the endorsement deal for the energy drink expired,
Woo!
and he had nothing but good things to say about Tony. But I think it's done.
Wow.
You could see Austin.
This says that...
I mean, if we don't see Dwayne at least interfere in the match in
Or
some way,
Travis.
something is on the Jabroni Travis Scott. Something is really wrong.
Jacques.
They said that he signed a deal with AEW in 2023, which is supposed to have a 2-year run, but allegedly is not as restrictive as initially thought, and he may be able to participate in WWE events like WrestleMania 41.
Yeah, he could be there. I mean,
So
his
I'm pretty
daughter's-
sure that means he's making a run in.
Hey,
Wait, so hold on.
That's
Hold
a
on.
long way to
We
the
gotta-
ring.
We gotta make a list of the people that's
Okay,
gonna be
is
there.
he gonna
So it's gonna be the 50-year-old man, the racist, the actor,
Jacques.
the one with the pacemaker. How many is and which
Baptista?
one am I forgetting? No, so far.
All right, here's-
and no, I'm not done. The jabroni and how many do I have? Wait, 6. Wait, hold on. And alcoholic.
here's a question. I'll throw this to you, Roman.
Yes.
Are there going to be more old people involved in that main event or in the Joey Janela Spring Break Show Senior Scramble? Did you hear about this?
Wait, is it really a senior scramble?
Oh, this is for real.
Wait, that's what it's called?
That is what it is called.
That's incredible.
Have you heard about this?
Your
No,
boy
I
Joey.
just knew that
They're
GCW, they were doing Sabu's
They're
last
doing
match.
them. Oh, it's in
Oh, yeah.
addition. In addition
I
to
only
Sabu's
seen
retirement
Sabu's
match,
last match.
against Janela, they're doing this thing. There was a change because Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert was supposed to be in it, but they dropped out. I believe the 6 people. Let me see if I can remember this. Ricky Morton,
I figured he was going to be in there.
Robert Gibson, so they're going to be against each other.
Whoa.
From Mexico, Damian Sace, George South,
What the hell?
the Alabama Junior Heavyweight Champion of the world, Mike Jackson, and who was the last one?
Sting. We all
No,
know
it is
it's
not Sting. It is not Sting. Oh, this is going to bother me now. All right, Roman's going to look it up. But yeah, it is. He's actually everybody in the match has to be. It's 55 or older.
Damn.
Is that the steps?
So there you go perhaps as a preview to what's going to happen.
You know what? Shout out to Ricky Morton and Gibson, Robert Gibson. Those guys, real just stand-up guys. They're really quite nice.
Are
How do you
they?
know that? How do you know that?
One time we were at a convention, and J.A. had this really old magazine, of course, and he was like, "Can you guys sign this?" And he started signing in like the wrong color. J.A. was like, "No, sign it this color." And he
Oh,
was like,
jeez.
"What?" He was like, "What are you talking about?" But he was super nice about it. And I was
What
like, "J.A.,
color
you're
did
a
he
mark."
want him to sign it with?
He started signing in like silver, and J.A. was like, "No, sign in white."
Jeez. All right.
Jay.
Look that up. Joey
I know
Joey
you never
Janela Senior
signed-
Scramble.
Stop.
I know you never signed anything in blue.
Okay, Doug Gilbert.
No, he's out. Tim and Tommy
Oh.
Rich are out. Yeah, I remember reading this, and they got replaced by Gibson, was not originally supposed to be in it, but now he's in it, and Damian Sace.
Okay. So, George South, Damian Sace, Ricky Morton, Mike Jackson, Robert Gibson, and
Yeah, it's that last one I can't remember.
Hogan?
the Warlord.
The Warlord, that's right. The Warlord.
The Warlord?
All right, here you go. All right, Roman, here you go. Actually, I'll throw this out to everybody. I don't know that we're going to ever be able to verify this. What is your over-under for total bumps taken in that match?
27.
I mean, listen, you know what? Ricky Morton can still go. I saw him in GCW actually a couple months ago. So, go for when I say go.
Yeah, I mean, it's all relative. It's
Ricky
all
Morton's
relative,
level.
I understand.
So, I would say a couple, but not all. It's not going to be, they're not going to be out there working.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like Okada and Kenny.
No.
69 minute.
Whatever that number is, it's low, and I would probably take the under.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts about WrestleMania?
Well, and then you have on that same card, Joey Janela Spring Break, the final match.
Yeah, you
of
do have
Sabu.
what's allegedly the final match of Sabu. Yeah, I mean, you were not going to have Sabu come on Dynamite to do his retirement match in a barbed wire match.
Well, Sabu.
could've.
They do have that relationship with AEW, Sabu.
Yeah.
I mean, he did appear twice.
And he did, what's it called? And I was like, damn, that's crazy. What's the one, the one where he jumps off the chair?
Oh, yeah. He
Yeah.
did the moonsault.
That's what I said.
Next.
All right.
No, it's the one where he jumps off the chair, over the rope. Into
Over the ropes
yeah.
and then does the tope.
Yeah. He's incredible.
Is he fit? Is he old enough to be in that the senior scramble
Yeah,
match?
I think so.
Unbelievable. Any other thoughts about WrestleMania?
Let's get to frivolities.
Go Jey Uso.
Okay.
Also, wait, one more thing. Chris, if you're watching this, I'm taking you up on that bet that Jey Uso's going to win. He said he would bet anything in the world that Jey Uso doesn't win.
Oh, you're going with Jay.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I
know.
Yeah, I'll bet
you think he's getting the title?
I'll bet a couple G's, and that I don't have.
Yeah, you don't have.
I'll bet a couple of the G's that I'm planning on
You're the
getting.
big Jey Uso guy. Do you think he's winning that title?
Where is it?
Listen,
Where's WrestleMania?
Come on.
Where's
You got to
Las
make a
Vegas?
prediction.
The Las Vegas Dynamites.
Actually, screw it. Yeah, he's gonna win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
I think he's definitely going to win, but I'm not
Chris is
necessarily
crazy,
happy
man.
Okay.
Next thing.
Frivolous topic before we get to the AEW portion of the show.
Yeah.
And I was inspired to ask this question by a clip that Suplex put on its Instagram because it's some sort of WWE event that involved something like a red carpet. There was somebody outside actually asking the wrestlers this question, which I thought was particularly germane to the two of you.
now I'm trying to think what it was.
So here's the hypothetical.
Did you?
Your mother and I are going out for an evening, and we are not going to be back until very late. Thus, some adult-type person has to keep an eye on the two of you. If you could pick anyone from the world of pro wrestling to act as your, for want of a better term, sitter, who would you pick?
Oh, that's difficult.
Yeah.
I want to make a joke here, but I don't think I can make that.
Then don't. If there's any question,
And I
in your
already
mind,
know what the joke is.
Then don't.
I already know what the joke is.
He knows.
Well, fine. That's you two can talk about it later.
Okay.
It's
What do you guys
okay.
think?
Can I pick a faction? Like a small
Connect.
You
next-
what?
Like the Babysitter's Club.
We got to pay more than one person, or do they come as like a package,
a package
deal?
deal.
Fine, go for it.
The Ops.
The Ops.
Yes.
Shibata doesn't speak English.
I don't know, but even
I guess he would
translator-
communicate through his phone.
No, because I feel like I don't want someone too old to be Hulk because he seemed like he seemed like he's young, and then Samoa Joe seems like the kind of guy that you could get down and play with some Legos with.
Really,
You know?
Joe?
I actually do see that from him.
He
Huh.
seems like the type of
He
guy.
wears
that
Hawaiian
would-
shirts around.
He seems like the type of the guy that would bake you a cake and sit down and play Legos. You know? build Legos. You know.
Okay,
And then I think
we would have been at this a long time before I would have ever thought he'd come up with Samoa Joe.
And then Shibata would stand outside and scare anyone that was trying to call him, even the
That's true.
mailman.
He could. Yeah, and if you needed to talk to him, he has his phone.
Yeah.
Sam.
Do I want the right answer or the answer that I want to make? That I actually want to say.
The answer. I mean, the answer that you actually mean.
Hulk Hogan. No, I'm kidding.
My God.
No, I'm kidding. Ric Flair.
Oh, that's
That
horrible.
guy knows how to party. In
Ric Flair.
actuality, I would pick Mick Foley.
No. Oh, there you go. Mixed.
That's a good one.
But if
That-
I wanted
Nick
to,
is perfect.
But if I wanted to party, I would pick Ric Flair.
Better than the
Yeah,
Ops,
but you
though.
don't.
I mean,
So
Samoa
Mick-
Joe's
Mick's a great
real
answer.
down-to-earth guy.
Mick's a great answer.
that is good.
That's a great answer.
What about you, Roman?
Personally, I guess my mind went to somebody that would actually possibly take the gig. So when I thought about
Someone
that's
who's
like a gig for a young person. So my mind went to Billy Starks.
That's what I was thinking.
She's young. She would probably take the gig. You get you some pizza. You sit down. You watch wrestling. There's your night. I think that would be fine.
Wow. Actually, you saying that made me think of another great answer.
That's why I say the Ops, because
Hook. Yeah. All right.
I would say Willow Nightingale.
Willow. Yeah, Willow
yeah.
would be good.
Super
Tony
nice. Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
that would be interesting.
You would learn a lot of new language.
Yes.
Times
I love
Vault.
Tony Storm, but no. You
Yeah.
love that though.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Her. Would she bring Luther?
Yes.
Yeah. Her and her foul language. You'd
Yeah.
be a great night. For
Also, when did I realize that Athena had a spinner belt? You brought up Billy Starks, and I was like, and she's with Athena, and Athena has a spinner belt. So why?
Now,
It's not a good spinner belt, though.
do you want to know who the name when in watching the clip? Who a lot of them said?
Who?
Becky.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
You know, she's got a child of her own now. So a lot of them said Becky. Somebody said Randy Orton because apparently he's got a bunch.
Oh, Randy has like
Yeah.
20 kids. Matt Hardy would also be a good one.
Matt
He has,
Hardy.
Like, he has
Right,
like
he has
7,000 kids.
Really?
Him and his like
Yeah,
30
Matt
kids.
Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
Would he bring Senor Benjamin?
Jeff Hardy.
Which one's that? The kangaroo?
No, that's Smoking Joe Frazier.
Jeff Hardy.
No,
No,
not Jeff Hardy.
we're not
No, that's a hard pass.
I still think my
Jeff
answer.
Hardy
I
watching
still
children.
Think the answer,
Yeah.
my answer,
That's
the Ops would be amazing.
Still
I'll
one
give
of
you
my
a list. I'll give
still
you a
one of
list.
my favorite moments of this podcast ever is you going, do you want me to do my Jeff Hardy impression? It's not going to be tasteful.
Yeah, that is our show in a nutshell.
Yeah, for real.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the AEW portion. Come on, man, that is not funny. That is not funny. They all broke themselves over Jeff Hardy DUI jokes,
Yeah.
which is not. Now they broke Roman. It's been a while. We have to leave this in now. I can't even tell you to take it out.
That was good. That was
Oh
good.
my God. Okay. Jeff Hardy will not be watching my children. Now we're moving on.
I have one more list. I have one more.
I still think the Ops was so good though.
I have one more.
One more potential.
Wrestler, Vince Kennedy McMahon.
Brock Lesnar.
All right, let's move on.
No and no.
He can just scare people out the door.
I don't think
That's
Brock,
true. Yeah, that's true. Nobody.
I don't think Brock.
I also thought Austin. If he's not
Steve
drinking.
Austin.
Yeah.
He would drink just
Yeah,
a
he'd take me on a
lot.
tractor
Yeah,
ride.
but in his defense, I feel like the
He'd be
beers.
coming to our house.
Yeah, but I feel like
He'd
would
be
take
riding
me out
around
to a tractor
He'd be
ride.
riding around South
He would
Philly
take
on a
me out on the
tractor.
bar, watch some things.
That's
watch
what
the sports.
in his defense, I feel like the beers didn't really have much of an effect on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he probably
I
drinks.
feel like he
may
would
be
take
right.
me out, watch the game, watch the ball game or whatever the hell.
That's
Something
true.
like,
You'd probably come in his 4-wheeler. You'd go
That's true.
as long as you had a helmet, you'd go zipping around South Philly.
Yeah.
I could see that. Okay, let's talk about AEW. The first point I want to make sort of ties in to last week, what we talked about last week. There were Owen Hart tournament matches this week. Takeshita, Statlander, Athena, and Jamie Hayter all advanced.
I'm
But
disappointed that Harley Cameron.
Unfortunately, Harley Cameron lost.
This jabroni and her spilling belt beat Harley Cameron?
But you know what we did not see? We did not see any men's Owen Hart match on Dynamite. Which leads me back to what we talked about last week. They had this 8-man tag
Oh my.
which was a fun match
Oh my god! It was
with Speedball, Mark Briscoe, Ospreay, and Kevin Knight against Ricochet, Lio Rush, Andretti, and Mortos. And that was a perfectly fun match. But if you even just took Briscoe and Fletcher off of Dynasty and put it on Dynamite to make the show a little bit shorter, it would have been better. So I don't know why they did that. There was nothing wrong with the 8-man. It was a perfectly fun match. But there was no reason why they couldn't have put Briscoe versus Fletcher on Dynamite.
Oh, Roman.
I don't understand it.
I feel like you and Kevin Knight would be best friends.
Who?
Kevin Knight, whatever his name is.
Why?
Because when they talked about what they were going to do with his winnings, he said, I'm going to Magic City, baby.
Oh yeah, that was actually a very fun promo. They did
literally-
Will Ospreay said he's going to Disney World. Speedball was going to buy some shoes, and Mark Briscoe is going to diversify his portfolio.
Yes,
Well,
it was
that's
a very
very smart.
it was a very fun promo with the four
That's
of
my
them.
favorite.
Okay,
part ever. It was so
for the
fun.
record, I have never been to Magic City. In fact, I've never even been to the city of Atlanta.
Okay, that's what's
I've been in Atlanta.
When were you?
How have you never been to Atlanta?
When were you in Atlanta?
Oh, no, I was in Atlantic City. That's what
Right, big difference.
I've been to Atlantic City many times.
There's
Same
a big
thing.
difference between
Not
Atlantic
the
City
same.
and Atlanta, Georgia.
Big difference.
Same
All
thing.
right.
Big difference.
Same thing.
All right. The show opened with a very long, continuous segment in like a bunch of parts. A Moxley promo, that opened the show, followed by a match where he beat Shibata, followed by a Young Bucks promo, which Kenny interrupted, cut his own promo. Then he charged the ring. Okada came out for the beatdown. Swerve made the save. He cut his own promo. And then he got jumped by Pac. This was a lot of stuff all right in a row. I have to, of all of this sequence of events, and we all know if you watch or listen to this, I love Kenny Omega. This promo was not good. Now, again, I was about to go off on him for being the babyface that talked instead of wanting to fight, but he did eventually get in the ring and try and attack the Young Bucks. But he went off on this thing about a Shih Tzu dog pooping on his friend's
Oh, yeah,
floor.
that
Like,
was horrible.
I don't know what this was. It wasn't particularly funny.
Was he hanging out with RVD
like
during
this was not good.
Or Matt Riddle?
So then,
I would always have
unfortunately,
card by Matt Riddle.
that wasn't the only thing that
he
went.
actually
And
does.
that, unfortunately, that promo was not the only thing that went awry, because they went right into the Swerve Pac match, where very early on, if you didn't see this, Swerve gave Pac the buckle bomb. You heard him scream out in pain. Whatever happened, like he rolled to the outside, he's grabbing, it looked like his ankle. Samson came over. They managed to get him back in the ring. Swerve stomped him and pinned him.
Oh, he was seen leaving the arena with
Yeah,
crutches.
whatever it is, it's not good, because TK very quickly after that show announced that they're going to let Moxley defend the trios titles in his place. So I guess we're not going to be. I haven't read anything more specific about what's wrong with him, but other than he was going to go get an MRI. But unfortunately, like that, you could see right away this was no good.
This was not a good.
This was mostly just a very disgusting show altogether.
Well, no, the show was okay.
The end part.
Yeah, the whole.
You had Sam's Hero interrupt a celebration from the Hurt Syndicate. He continues to want to join this crew. MVP says the only way you join is if all three agree, and both Bob and Shelton gave the thumbs down.
Yeah, Montel.
Later in the back, an angry MJF confronted MVP. Apparently, the door is not closed on this. MVP's advice was to find out what they want and give it to them.
No, he was like,
So,
no, he was like,
all right, prediction.
he was like, Montel, do I look like a female dog to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Not the actual word. No, he said the actual word.
He did, but you're not.
There's a lot of censoring on this.
But there was a lot of bad language on this week's
Do I
show.
look like a
Talk
dog
into
to you?
the microphone.
He said the actual words. Do I look like a female
47
dog to
shows
you?
of this.
And
You
just
can
won't
talk into
say
the
the word.
microphone by now.
Just say the word and let it bleep. Jesus.
Well, there were a lot of bleeps. Speaking of bleeps, we went to a learning tree segment
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
what the
God,
hell
this-
was this?
where Jericho was out there with his cardboard trees
No, now it's 2 trees. It was
Two of them.
only 1 tree.
He brings out a Big Bill and Brian Keith. He
Well,
goes
that has
off.
to be the luring trees.
He goes berserk, yelling about how
Plural.
disappointed he is. He takes a baseball bat to the television screen and leaves.
No,
So-
before he was leaving, he signed something for the fan as he smiled. For a kid as he
Oh,
smiled.
that's
for
true.
the
He
camera.
did stop in the middle of his tirade to sign one of the fans at ringside was having people sign his poster board for him. So good on him for that.
What?
But
I think that was just a kid that JA hired
I assume he's going to be off television for
to
a
get more
while.
autographs. I mean, like, golly gee. That man just likes a lot of wrestling.
I
Too
mean,
much.
anything for some autographs.
The main
Anything.
event
Anything.
was
Anything.
Claudio and Wheeler Yuta against Max's desired babysitters, Hook and Smojo.
Yops.
He can play some Legos with you.
Yeah. You
It-
sit down, bake a cake. And
It was
some
it was a
Legos.
it was a fine match. It ended with
Is this just a joke to call Samoa Joe big? I mean, like, what's the deal?
No. He seems like a fun guy.
Well, he
Samoa Joe.
well he does
Yes,
wear a lot of
he seems like a
Hawaiian
very
shirts and does
down-to-earth
karaoke.
person.
Wow.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that, actually.
Yes,
Okay.
I feel like he could be the kind of guy who bake cakes, sit down, play with some Legos. You know what I mean?
You think Samoa Joe would bake
Is
a
this
cake?
your ideal date? What's
No,
the
I
deal
feel like
here,
Hook
man?
would be the one who
Jesus.
bakes the cake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Hook is at least younger.
So
But-
Taz would be there too. Or
No.
is he not? Okay, good.
I wouldn't
I
think.
like Taz.
Does Hook need a babysitter for him?
Yeah.
And that would
No.
be Taz.
So the
Just a
the
thought.
match ends with like a triple chokehold because Hook had Yuta in the ring. Joe had the coquina clutch on Claudio outside of the ring. Moxley came down, tried to interfere. Shibata came down and hooked him in chokehold. So Ops get the win. After that, Marina
Yes.
comes in, hits. I think she hit Joe in the leg with a chair. The beatdown starts. We gather that Hook went into the match unwell.
No, he developed a sickness. I think he developed a sickness or was not well during the match.
Because Claudio, they bring a chair into the ring, and Claudio gets him up to give him the neutralizer onto the chair. But before that, it appeared, unfortunately, and I don't know that I've ever seen this in all these years. Hook appeared to vomit on the mat.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not good.
Not good.
He was already had a concussion, but no. I think
You
it's
know,
sick.
Joe cuts the promo afterwards after they clear the ring. But this was a decent enough episode of Dynamite. It was, yeah. The really good stuff.
You know, wait, can I say one thing?
Sure.
I want to compliment that disgraced Wheeler Yuta. I don't know if he meant to do this, but as soon as you could visibly see the vomit, he walked over to it and stood in front of it. So I guess the hard cam couldn't see it.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he
True professional.
blocked it with his foot.
Oh, well, good for him.
a
Yeah,
true
nobody wants to be taking a bump into that.
Oh, no.
No.
Ooh.
The really good,
That's nasty.
the best stuff of the week was actually on Collision, because that's where we saw for the first time since Dynasty
Flatur.
FTR.
What does FTR stand for?
First,
Um,
For the record.
Shivani on Dynamite kind of cut his own promo on FTR.
what?
Talked about how despicable what they did to Copeland was, and he even mentioned, how Dax's daughter would be ashamed of him or something like
No,
that.
that's crazy.
So FTR comes out on Collision.
Were they back at the jump
They
rope?
cut their promo talking about how Copeland deserved it, that whole spiel. They bring Shivani in the ring.
Oh.
He is at the commentary table with Nigel McGuinness. Nigel is telling Tony, do not go in there, do not go in there. But Shivani doesn't listen. He goes in the ring.
Being an
Dax
idiot.
confronts him about what he said about his daughter. Shivani does not run from it. He's basically like, yeah, I said that. FTR then proceeds to say, okay, and they start to get him ready to give him the spike pile driver. Nigel gets up from the commentary desk, gets in the ring to stop this. Then Daniel Garcia runs out. He grabs at least one of FTR from behind. They shove him down. Then they look and see it was him, and then they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, we didn't realize it was you." Nigel gets Tony out of there, and then begins to berate Tony. "Don't you ever put me in that position again,
Or I'll kill you.
So this was really good.
Wait, so that means can we get the tag match between FTR versus what's his name?
Oh no, they're not done though.
Nigel
Because-
and
Because later on, there was a tag match with FTR against
Cool
Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic. They proceed to beat the absolute crap out of Menard and Parker. Menard gets busted open. He's bleeding all over the place.
He looks like he just got killed.
Garcia is outside the ring watching this go on.
It's like it's a match.
They
it's a
give
match.
they give
Nothing bad's
Menard
gonna
they give
happen.
Menard 2 spike pile drivers. They set him up for a third. Garcia's outside the ring screaming at them to stop this. They finally do stop it. They just pin him. Garcia gets in the ring. He starts yelling to him like, "All right, that's enough." Then, oh brother, he turns his back on FTR. Schiavone even says, essentially to bury the guy, "Don't turn your back on them." So of course Garcia ends up getting beaten up. He gets spike drop pile driven twice. Dax Harwood punches out a referee. They were going to spike Garcia a third time when finally the Undisputed Kingdom runs out. So Daniel Garcia is the Geek of the Week, but these segments were really good.
Wait, technically,
I mean,
Technically speaking.
Nigel was great in the first segment. This was excellent.
Wait.
Like these were 2 strong segments.
technically speaking, the biggest babyface tag team in AEW is the Outrunners.
Unless you count the Hurt
I
Syndicate,
wanna
because the
count
people
them
treat
'cause-
them as baby faces, even though they're not.
But they're not doing any babyface stuff. The Outrunners are very much a babyface.
The youngest man alive.
Yeah, they
And
really
they look
don't.
like they're 54.
As far as like, you're right. As far as like straight babyface teams, they really are very light.
It's just the Outrunners and only
Right.
the Outrunners.
the
Right.
Ops. Some version.
Well,
of the Ops.
Well, they're a trio,
right.
not a
they're-
tag
they're-
team.
so
Technically,
I mean, so this was an unusual. Yeah, this for Collision, these were some
Also,
unusually
where's
good angles.
Where's that? Something Chaparetta.
We haven't seen him since he got clocked with the monkey wrench. But this week
Does
is
it take
actually
that long to recover from a
this
monkey
week is
wrench
actually
anyway?
going to this week coming up is a really big show. Spring breakthrough they're calling it, because you're going to get Mercedes against Athena in a tournament match. You're going to get Ospreay versus Takeshita in a tournament match. That's going
that
to be
better
really
be
good.
good.
You're going to get Hangman against the wild
Wait,
card.
who do you think the wild card is gonna be?
Jeff Jarrett,
Nah.
Ew.
Michael Jackson. Shout out to my Tony. I know. I think you
and
can watch.
They already. I didn't
Josh
think they were going to
Alexander
go
for
to.
me.
I didn't think they were going to go to this quickly. But you're going to get the match for the trios titles between the Death Riders and the Ops. So this is going to be a big show. I'm looking forward to
Go
this.
the Ops.
We have last thing. We have not done. Not to steal Sam's gimmick, but we haven't done Sign of the Week for a while. But the people in Baltimore for Dynamite, there were some people there. They brought their A game.
Oh yeah.
Somebody had one that said something to the effect of, "There are more dire wolves than MJF fans." Somebody did not like that one so
I'm
much.
chanting he's our scumbag, so
It's just you then, because there's
And
like
then,
2 dire wolves,
right.
and then, there's
And
just
then
Sam.
somebody else had one that says, "Yuta likes unfrosted Pop-Tarts."
Wait, where was Dynamite taking place? Where was Dynamite taking place?
Baltimore.
Oh, so it makes sense why they have no smarts. That makes a lot of
He
sense.
just
Makes
cut a
a lot of
promo.
sense.
He just cut a
Makes sense
promo
now.
on Baltimore.
It makes a lot of sense now how they don't.
It was just
When-
one guy.
'cause they
You
don't
don't have
see
to trust
talent.
the
Are
entire
you
city
just
of Baltimore.
Are you just cutting a heel promo on Baltimore?
You just cut a heel
Makes sense
promo
that
on
they
the
don't see
entire city
talent.
of Baltimore.
Well, that's a nice
What are we
thought.
saying
You know
about
what?
saying bad things about groups of people or areas? I think that's what.
No.
What do we say
It's
about
Baltimore,
that?
so it doesn't
Baltimore's
count.
not a nice town. Haven't you ever seen The Wire?
Yeah.
No,
Is that the hood?
no, you've been
never
you
saw
were in
the
Baltimore
Wire.
years
Still
ago.
trying
I seen
to figure
Breaking
out
Bad.
what the hood is, guys.
Giancarlo Esposito is very good in that show.
You've never seen that
Yeah,
show.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Breaking
I
Bad?
You've never
Walter White in X Science teacher.
That's Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I said I saw Breaking Bad.
But he's talking about The Wire.
Oh,
You know
my
what
bad,
they
y'all.
used in the
Oh
meth?
my God. All
The
right,
meth
on that
in the thing, they use blue crystal candy.
On
Yes,
that
I
note,
knew that.
either of you two have anything
It
else?
kind of looked like it tasted good though.
Anything else from either of you?
No.
one more time, Saturday night
at the Weird Gym.
for night 1 of WrestleMania. Watch party, 20th and Market. What's the name of the place, Roman?
10 Hands Fitness.
10 Hands
12
Fitness.
Hands Fitness.
Again, all the information
10 hands.
on Instagram at svw.worldwide. Thank you, producer Roman. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will see you next week. Maybe we'll watch some of WrestleMania with another episode of Grappling with the Gilmans. That's a wrap.
Peace.
Boom.
Wait, so you